Okay, here we go. Uh, we're past the Christmas holiday, and now we're ready to talk about another patch. After we talked about the Eon, now we're ready to go to another patch.
You got the pronunciation right. Yeah, and when people look at it with that A in the front of it, there we all have a tendency to go Aeon, but it's Eon. Like I haven't seen you in eons. So just a reminder there. So today we're going to talk about the ice wave patches. I don't know if you can see that well in the picture there, but the ice wave patches are we've been talking about a little things that deal with pain relief, inflammation, a lot of things like that. And the ice wave is specifically designed to relieve pain. It is an amazing piece of technology. We all maybe we can include some other links to other videos of where it's demonstrated or how to apply it down below. In our links that we're doing here. But this is two patches. It is some people call it a positive and a negative. So one is a brown patch. Is it better if I put it on my skin? Can see it better that way.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
perfect.
so that's a brown patch, and the other one is a white patch, and they call them again positive and negative. The white patch looks much like most of all of other LifeWaves patches in that it has the white circle in the middle there. But together you put them on opposite sides and they will reduce or eliminate pain. And a way that you can figure out how to place them, I'm just going to do a rudimentary deal, is you can put white is on the right, rhymes that way, white, right,
Okay.
okay, and brown is on the left. No rhyme there, but the white, right. So when you're looking at your body, you can put them like this, opposite sides here. If you got a headache, you can put them opposite sides here. You can put them on the bottom of your feet, opposite sides again. But there's another unique way to use them where, like for instance, let's say my pain was right here, then I could rotate around starting at 12 o'clock, going to 3. And then, of course, I'm going to 3 on my face. I'm going the opposite way on camera.
Yeah.
So, anyways, from 12 to 3, and then 3 to 6, and then 6 to 9, and back to 12. And as you're
Right.
rotating around where the area of the pain is, you'll find a spot where it starts to reduce the pain. And you stick around that spot and just move about every 10 seconds, trying to see where the pain level goes. And when it goes to 0, that's where you want to leave the patches. Now, the patches, all of the patches can be stuck on clothing or it can be stuck on the skin. Now, why can it be stuck on clothing? This is kind of probably the first time you've heard about this. Is that because it's reflecting your infrared light to cause what it's doing, and the infrared light that it's reflecting comes through your clothes, and it will go back through your clothes as well to your skin. And when it hits your skin, it starts the activity of what it's looking to do. And so this is how the patches work. So a person who has autism, for instance, who may not like to have a patch put on their skin, they may be sensitive to that feeling. I can't feel a patch once I've stuck it on. I mean, I just there's not a place that I can put it. Maybe my wrist or something like that. If I put it right here, because my clothing will hit it, but I don't normally feel it. So the ones on the back of my neck, do you ever feel them once you put them on?
Yeah,
When
I feel that little almost electric shock type of thing when I put it on. It's great.
but once it's on, do you
You
feel
don't
it?
know.
Okay.
Never.
So that's what the point I'm making is that most people don't feel them, but autistic kids sometimes will feel patches. Not to go down another rabbit trail, but you can put an X39 in an autistic child, and sometimes they won't wear it. But if you put it on their clothing, they will because it doesn't make a difference on their clothing. And so as long as they're happy with the clothing that they're wearing, then that's a okay deal for them to do. We've had great results with autistic children with changes in behavior and such using the X39. Since I was mentioning it, I'll just go ahead and say that. But so we're on the ice wave. We're talking about removing pain. I've given you some illustrations of placement and such on, and there's really tons of information on placement. I love David Smith, the owner of the company. He does. There's a lot of older videos where he does placement, and he's showing all the different variations of placements. There's just tons of ways to use this to relieve pain and get instantaneous relief of pain. Some of the videos that are online. I guess we could play a video in the middle of what we're doing here to kind of show
Yeah,
what.
we could definitely do that, and probably B-roll it. Maybe, I don't know. What would you
Well,
think? You
well,
know,
you want to try a
yeah,
video?
we could try. Maybe we could try B-rolling it, where you send me the video, and then I could kind of put it into the middle of the interview and play it. If I had the original, to be able to download and put on.
Okay. Well, I was saying I was going to play it right now if you want to play it, but
I think it would be better that way, and then we come back to the conversation. So maybe we should think about that next week and put that and say, "Hey, we promised you this video on the podcast," because that would be better than the other way. So
well, you want to play it right now?
yeah, like we try that. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to give you the ability to share screen, and we'll keep talking about this. So the X39 will help with pain, but longer term, this isn't more of an immediate thing, right? When you put this on your skin.
This is an immediate thing. So here's that video we were just talking about. So I'm going to play this. This is a woman who, I'm sorry, I got to restart it, don't I? So this woman here has got a frozen shoulder. Let me just explain real quick. She's got a frozen shoulder, so she's in tremendous pain when she moves her shoulder beyond where it normally can go.
Right.
And so this is a chiropractic professional who is in a meeting where they're demonstrating different placement of patches and such. And she just volunteered. She was just an audience member, and somebody had asked her what she had, and she said, "Okay." And they brought her forth, set her down in a chair, and then at this time he's come forth and he's starting to apply the two patches. He's got one in one hand, one in the other. So, anyways, we'll go back for start there.
Right here, wherever this right here is right there.
Okay.
So this one's the negative patch, okay?
So notice he's got the two patches held with his thumb and his middle finger. He's got them spread out like that. So that's about that width of distance that you want to move from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock to 6 and so on and so forth. And he's demonstrating with his left hand, showing where it's at and describing what he's doing. So anyways, I just want to make sense of what the picture looks like.
This is the positive patch, so I'm just trying to find where it's gonna unlace this. So, right over down, move it up. Okay.
Whoa.
Look at our face real. That we never met before. I don't think this is the spot and it's still doing it.
What's the pain level right now?
It's like a range of motions that she hasn't.
Yeah.
What happens?
Wow. So, Mike, explain a little bit for the audience what's happening right now after showing.
Well, she got such relief from pain. I mean, she'd not been able to do this in probably 5, 6 months, and so when she was able to move her shoulder backwards and it not hurt, because when you're stuck in that position, you just can't move it. It's just impossible. Some healthcare professionals will put injections of different pain relievers that are pain blockers that are drugs into the body to try to move the arm past the point in time and start seeing if they can get some limberness. This works is exactly as it works to relieve the pain so that they can get to the place what they need to be to move it. She's moving it on her own, so she's obviously not in pain there. Well, the experience is emotional. When you haven't been able to do something for 5 or 6 months, it just is an emotional experience. And so that's why she's crying, is because she's finally got some relief. And she's been to doctors. Everybody's been to to medical doctors who say there's surgery's 50-50, so there's things like that. Again, I'm not looking to get any medical diagnosis or anything. We're obviously observing a woman who has been in pain. She's gotten relief from pain from the ice wave patches. And of course, The ice wave causes the body to do something that the body wasn't doing before, and it's not a cure, it's not a fix all. None of our patches cure anything. They just tell the body to do something in communication that's different. Just like the X39 is telling a copper peptide to form, and the copper peptide is what goes around the body and talks to the body and tells the stem cells and slaps them upside the face, says, "Wake up, get back to work," among many other things. And just like the Eon patch activates another peptide, this in the body activates to open up the communication lines where they're blocked before. So where pain is and inflammation is, there's a blocking of communication. It's the body's response to an injury. And when that body is blocking it, you want to open it up. This forces another biochemical process in the body that opens up the communication lines. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone explain to me the exact way it works, because I think that's the proprietary aspect of it. But it's opening up. We know it opens up communication, because that's what pain is. Pain is blocked communication and inflammation blocking it, and you want to open it up. And that's what this is happening to do. So this ice wave can be used in a number of illustrations. We have chiropractic doctors, physical therapists, occupational therapists who use it in their medical offices, in their medical chiropractor, we can call themselves medical, in their offices, in their offices to relieve pain, so that they can then do what's necessary to fix what was causing the problem in the first place. Like, for instance, a chiropractor would probably do an adjustment that opened up those areas and gets, a nerve unpinched or something like that. But they would do an adjustment after applying the ice wave. And so sometimes even some chiropractors will use the ice wave, and just after that, their patient is fine. They don't do any adjustment. They don't see some need for something else after the ice wave. The same thing with physical therapists or occupational therapists. They're trying to get the person past the pain so that they can get into doing what they need to do their job again, the motion that they were doing that is causing the pain at their job. Or physical therapists would be recovering from something that happened to them. So for instance, when I had my hip replacement, I used the ice wave to to eliminate any kind of discomfort, so that I could, continue the motions that I needed to do with my walking and doing things I needed to do to get the hip to where it would be. And so my recovery time using the ice wave, using the X39s to activate the stem cells, using the Eons also to keep inflammation down from a surgery, was 2 weeks versus 8 to 14 weeks normal recovery time. Again, patches don't do anything to cure anything in the body at all. They're just telling the body to do things that it normally can do to cause the processes to happen that cause pain relief, discomfort to go away, inflammation to go down, and your stem cells to activate. And all of that are normal body processes, are the things that cause the body to come back into normal. Just like her, this is instantaneous. The Eon can sometimes be just as instantaneous as this. It just works in a different mechanism. In her, you saw that really was about a 5 to 6 minute experience here before she actually got something that was major relief, and he didn't have to go around. I've experienced the same thing with people. Oftentimes friends will send me acquaintances or friends of theirs by the house, and they'll knock on the door and say, "Hey, are you Mike Crook?" And I say, "Yeah." And they'll say, "Well, do you have those pain patches?"
So it's interesting. We don't hear about this as much in the LifeWave community unless we get deeper into the LifeWave community. Because I've been part of it as a customer for a long time, till now promoting this product with my fiance Vanessa. And I did not know about some of these things that you're saying now. I didn't know about these other patches.
Well,
And this one, yeah, go ahead.
They were the early day patches, the patches that that came out earlier on. I mean, there's some people who have built their entire businesses within the LifeWave family on this one patch, because when it came out, it was so remarkable, amazing. So this is a patch that was probably I'm trying to remember the date, and I'm not going to come up with an exact one, but yeah, X39 came out in 2019, so this is one that came out in like the mid 2000, between 2000 and 2010, somewhere in that range. Different patches. We've been around for the company's been around for 20 years, and so 20 plus now, and this year we're 21st year, I guess. And so we've had patches come out periodically, and then when they come out, give them enough time in the marketplace and enough time for people to market them. And then when a new one comes along, then there's not as much discussion about the others. But this is a staple of everyone's business when they're around. I was in a airport one day coming back from Anaheim, California, and I saw a elderly lady walking towards me that had pain. We actually happened to walk over to the same gate to get on our flight and sat down across from each other. And I looked at her and I said, "I noticed you're walking kind of funny. Are you in pain?" And she said, "Yes." And I have a little metal circular screw-on, kind of cap, like something a woman would keep makeup in, but it's just specifically, I don't know if it's specifically made for ice wave patches, but it fits them pretty well. Fits this circle right there. Just it fits good, and they fit in there comfortably. So I carry ice wave and eons in there with me. Why? Because I may get in pain. Walking along doing something, may pull something. Who knows? But then you're also going to be able to minister to other people effectively as well too. So I asked her. She told me yes. She told me it had been a long, long time of dealing with it. She was, had some injury to her body that was causing this, age related as well. And I said, "Do you mind if I try to help you with that?" And she said, "Are you a doctor?" And I said, "Ma'am, no, I'm not a doctor. I am just somebody who knows about some therapies that can work for your pain." And I said, "Do you mind if I try this on you?" And she said, "Well, it depends." And I said, "Well, it's not going to be anything invasive or anything like that. It's just a patch I want to stick on your clothing." And so I, anyways, started helping her. Well, there's obviously an audience watching. There's 6 or 7 other people in the same area watching, and they're observing. And all of a sudden, she's free of her pain, and she said, "Oh my God, what did you do? What is this?" And I said, "Well, it's called an ice wave." And I explained it to her. She got immediate relief of her pain. Everybody else around me asked about it. We rode the plane back to, we actually were going to the same place, which is Destin, Florida area, and got off the airplane. She had me come meet her daughter, and they ended up becoming customers of mine from that. But, you know, it's quite amazing. Some of the other people on the plane did inquire later with me. I exchanged phone numbers and such as that. But so it's kind of one of those things that can create a lot of discussion and a lot of interest from people in the way of becoming customers of what it offers, especially if they have issues going on, if they're in discomfort, if they have pain related to something that it can resolve. And I've seen the ice wave do amazing things. I had a friend of mine who was at my house one day who I was not aware of how to use these patches yet, and had one of our other partners with us who had become aware, and she patched him. She put the ice waves on him, and he got immediate relief, and his look was similar to hers, which was, "Oh my gosh, what is this? That's amazing." And so he is still a customer to this day, that friend is, and that's been over a year ago, because again, it worked for him. Now he uses the X39s on a daily basis, uses the ice wave only on occasion now, because the X39 actually fixed the nerve damage. I say, excuse me, the X39 doesn't fix. The stem cells fixed the nerve damage that was going on there, that the X39 activated. So those stem cells over time fixed what the ice wave was getting him relief of pain on in the immediate day. And so it's amazing what the combination of some of these patches can do for people and what they experience with them. So reminding people, when you're looking at this video picture on the screen here, which I've laid, let's say, static there for a while, in the case studies of the X39, going back to that, in the first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset to an earlier state. Within 6 weeks, the brain begins to be balanced. Those two statements are powerful because those are things that are beside the stem cells with the X39 are causing biological changes in the human body that are amazing. And it's amazing seeing the results. This chiropractor here is still a licensed chiropractor, but he sold his practice and does nothing but LifeWave now because he feels like he can help more people with the LifeWave patches than he could himself help people with chiropractic practice. And this is a very highly qualified, worked with athletes all across the country, chiropractor here. And so amazing stories that we have on it. Lots of testimonials about the Ice Wave and of course the X39 as well, and the Eon. Three of our best patches, I think, out of the whole group of patches. They do an amazing amount of things as it is. But again, the Ice Wave opens up communication in your body where pain is, and it does it instantaneously, and that result is like what we saw in that video, just an amazing result.
All right. I mean, this is such great information. Mike, the best place, soon the website will be up, MikeCrookShow.com. Make sure that people DM me, contact me if you're interested. Every time you show me, it's another patch that we have to add to our cart. And that is the impressive thing, because pain relief, this is the best pain relief patch, right?
Yes, it's the best instantaneous pain relief. Now the Eon works for pain relief as well, but it works on inflammation only. So it's not going to open up an area like this. If there's inflammation going on, the Eon can actually be the best pain relief depending on what it is. It just depends on and so it's just trial and error. Sometimes trying to figure out what's going to be working there or what the person is describing as the pain. Is it throbbing, inflammation related? Then Eon. If it's been something that's stubborn, persistent, long term pain, and is very localized, then that's going to be your Ice Wave. At least that's my seeing of them after about 1.5 years of working with these. Is that's where the two work best. You can apply both of them at the same time. But if you're going to try and see which one works the best, then you can put one on, leave it for a day, see what the results are. Of course, the Ice Wave is going to immediately eliminate, so you're going to know if it's working or not working. It's going to work immediately.
All right. Go check everything out. Appreciate it, Mike, and look forward to talking to you in the new year. Can you believe it?
Yes.
All right, Mike.